Well, hello friends. Today we are going to work on the FileManager again, and we are going to make a context menu. So Dan is complaining here that right-clicking on a file currently does nothing. It would be cool if a context menu would appear, and I agree with that. So let's do that. Let's have a look at what we have already, just to give ourselves an idea. Because I suspect that we don't have any right-click reactions at all here in the item view, right? So we're gonna have to start with that. That would be in G item view, and we have a mouse down event, so let's look at that. So it's very naive at the moment. It'll just iterate through all of the items and check if the mouse event is inside of that item, if it's the left button. So I guess we can separate this out into a function. So we'll do model index, item view, item at position, const point position. This will just be a helper that we, just to make this a little more readable. So return item. Oh, these are just indexes. It's kind of interesting. So this thing operates internally on item indices. So let's just go with that theme because it's a bit more convenient than using using a model index. So we'll just say item int item at position. Okay. Oops. Int const and return I. And if we don't find it, we'll say -1. Okay, this is pretty good. And then put that fix me here about making it efficient. And we'll say item index position. We can actually do that. If item index is -1, return G. Who's our parent? G abstract view, right? Mouse down event. Okay, so if we don't find any item, we'll just pass the event to the parent class. I have to get better about calling the parent class. It's like this thing that's gonna bite me eventually, but if I start getting good about it now, then it'll be less of a problem later. Okay, then we don't need this. Excuse me. Don't need that. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, we want to clear the selection if you click outside. Right. So, got a little carried away here. Okay. Item index is -1, then we do selection clear, else we do this. Okay, then else if event button is Gmail's button right. Or actually, maybe this should go in the context menu. How the heck does that work in the table view? Context. Wait, who's doing this? context menu event. Okay, this is the one. So we want to do something similar to this. Oh, on context menu request. We want to have one of those. So let's do sort of what this one does. So ng item view. So context menu request is always sent before we send I think it's before we send right click event, so that if you want to show a context menu, then we just give you a chance to do that, and we'll tell you exactly where on the screen it should pop up. So it's like this, context menu event override. And this would be here. And actually we can call this item at event position, just like it was called in the table view, just for consistency. Wait, what did I do wrong? Item at event position, item at event position. Oh, right, it's not index at, it's item at. Okay. Item index is invalid, and that, if we don't have a model, also return. Okay. Here we could say just fixing this up here a little bit. So we're just going to say like that. And then I guess we can make an index. Create index, item index. Wait, how does this even work? What were we doing previously? I was index. Oh, right. So the thing here is that in the table view we have columns, right? So when you're clicking on somewhere in the table view, then you're clicking like on a row and column. Whereas if we take that exact same data model and we show it in an item view, then you don't see anything except one column. You only see like the name column, basically. And you know, in a way, you're seeing also like the metadata that tells you if it's a directory or file or whatever. But we're really only exposing the one column. So how does that work? Aha! We have a model column property on the item view. So that's the thing that we should be using when querying models. So we should say model column, or I guess M model column, because you can do set model column, which we do in the file manager. So the item view we call set model column with a name column. That's why the name is the thing that shows up in the item view. So you don't like see file sizes instead, for instance. Okay. So I guess we want to indeed set the selection to, or how do you want this to work? If you right click on something, we want to, what do we want to do? I guess we want to make sure that that's in the selection. Like if I'm selected a bunch of things and I right click on one of them, I guess I just want to add it to the selection, and then do the context menu request. Right. And then we gotta plumb that out. So let's see, in directory view, we'll have, so because directory view is this class that wraps two different kinds of views in the file manager, then we have to do this thing that we do here, for instance, where we do like on selection change. Then we massage it and pass it forward as our own hook, basically. So like we take on selection change in the both subviews, and then we turn it into on selection change in this view instead. So it's a little bit mechanical, but I don't have a better way of doing this right now. So we're going to do the same with on context menu request. So we're just going to do, I guess we'll update the status bar, because we're not going to have to actually, but we'll have to do on context menu request. Oh, and here we get the index and the event. So we're just going to pass those through. Okay, and then we'll just do the same. There's probably a way to do exactly the same. Like, this is so repetitive, I bet we could figure out a way to do this smarter, but I'm not sure what that would be right now, so let's just put one of these here. Okay, so now we're going to be forwarding on context menu request. We should have also, we have to forward the view actually, because you have to look at the view to be able to, you need the view to get the data for the index, basically. So item view, and here it's mtable view. Okay, and then you can go in FileManager main and look at where on selection change is used here. So directory view on selection change. Then we'll also do directory view on context menu request, which is going to have the app view and I guess this is the index that you've clicked on, but it's not terribly important to us because we just want to show a context menu. So I'm just gonna not care about that one. Actually, maybe we can not care about any of these at the moment, and we'll just care about context menu event. Okay, so we'll do this, and I have an unnecessary parent there. Okay, so then we'll do, oh, we need to create a menu for this. Do we have a menu for this? No, we build the menus down here. Okay, so let's do this a bit later when we have the menus ready. Zip. Maybe down here. Okay. So context menu is make menu, and we're gonna add some stuff to this. So what do we put? I guess the cut, copy, paste actions and delete. So do add action. Cut action. Do we have a cut action? Where are all the actions? There's copy, there's paste. Oh, we don't have cut. Okay, we'll add cut later. Copy, paste, and delete, I guess. Then we go as separator. Separator, and I don't know, what else should we put here? Maybe maybe like a show properties dialog. We don't have that dialog, but we can make an action for it just so that we have something to put there. So put that next to the paste action, I think. Just make a dummy action. So properties action. G action create properties dot dot dot. I don't have an image for it yet. I don't have a. I guess we can make a shortcut. It could be like no modifiers and none. Sorry, key F4. I think is that the one that we normally use. F4. No. Alt enter. Alt enter. Yeah, Alt enter feels natural. F4 is good too. I don't know. Where am I getting F4 from? Is that a Windows thing? Is that Visual Basic? I don't remember. I like F4, but I also like Alt enter. Alt enter felt very natural, so let's go with that. I guess Alt return. And I don't have a callback, so I'm just gonna have to be callbackless. It'll just be like this for now. Oh, you don't like that? Shortcut. I guess I can just make a dummy action callback like this. Okay. I don't have an icon, sorry. Okay, so that's just to like fill out the menu. Oh, and then we have to actually show the menu. So here, what we'll do is context menu pop up at event.screen position. Okay. You don't like me? Okay, well, it's probably because I didn't give a name to this menu. You know, every time I make a context menu, I always have to give them a name, and then I think maybe I should just have it possible to create a nameless G menu. So maybe we should take care of that. Let's just check on this first, how it works. Well, it's a little sluggish to boot. All right, so I kind of expected it to select that file when I click on it. It doesn't do that. Or does it? No, 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 no. But the menu looks cool though. So you have to click on something. Yeah, that makes sense. Should probably give these guys some shortcuts. But we can take care of that separately. So let's see, context menu requested. All stuff is clearly working. So good on you, gitem for working. I think we can say def gitem bug. Because we don't need to be seeing that all the time. But why is it not selecting? Selection add index. So what happens when you click on something? Then we use the index 0. I mean, we use the column 0 always when you select. Is that really right? Does that really matter? What happens when we paint? If selection contains index for item index. Oh, so we're checking if it contains then we construct the index here, and then the default column is 0. So actually, yeah, so we should probably fix that up so that we're always using the model column field. I think that'll be better because then we're consistent with it everywhere. Because now selection was hard-coded, sort of hard-coded unintentionally to always use column 0, and then we were displaying a different column. But I think it's better if we always use the designated model column instead of, or the specified model column instead of 0 for selection and model column for display stuff. So that would be, that's easy to fix. We just do this here as well, model column. Okay. It's good. And that should mean that now if I right click on something, then it will join the selection. I'm not sure if it's the perfect behavior, but will be a start. All right, so now we grab, get selected. We get our choices here. So copy. We go in. I don't know. No. Oh shit! Can't go there. Why can't I go there? Not valid. Jesus. What is happening here? No, it's just my phone buzzing. Update status bar. Directory view. What is this? Oh wait, no. See if it's filled. That's update status bar. So we're in on update, and we call update status bar, and then things just super fall apart. Because we're calling with an invalid index. Okay, all right. So I guess this, so when we update the status bar, then we iterate over everything that's selected, and we add up the size field. But I think that when we switch directory, like I was just doing, then the selection contains a bunch of no longer valid indexes because we've switched directories. So like everything is different. So when we switch directories, we have to clear the selection. So let's see. There were a few things here that I wanted to do. So let's try to do them one at a time. First off, I wanted to have gmenu to allow doing that. I think that would be okay. Or at least something like that. Because that would allow us to not name this menu, because it's silly that you have to name the context menu every time. Okay. That's great. And let's just verify that it works, and then we can commit that by itself. Because this has been annoying me for a while, and I just, if I don't take care of it now, then I'll just forget about it again. Still works? Yep. Okay, so now constructing constructing without a name. Yeah. We'll just default to data, which works fine for context menus. Cool. Because you never see the title of context menu. You only see the title if you actually put the menu in the menu bar. So, right, and then when we switch directories, then I wanted to clear the selection. So we have some on path change thing here. Model on update. So this is where we do a path change. And then we also, when we do a path change, we're going to want to do a selection clear. I guess mtable view. Wait, mtable view model on update. It's confusing. Table view model is a sorting proxy model. M model is the model that I care about in this case. Does this have any interesting callbacks on thumbnail progress? It's not really what I was looking for. I guess we could add a callback for when the path changes. So we call like set path somewhere. No. Directory model. We call open, all right? And then what happens in open is a bunch of stuff. This is a notifier for, for the thumbnail stuff, right? It's using there's a separate thread that does the thumbnail generating, and they talk. The main thread and the thumbnail thread, they talk to each other through these little pipe. But that's some entirely different thing that we don't want to care about right now. So watch. Oh wait, hold on. I'm full of shit. That's not at all the case. This is the file watcher. I thought this was about the thumbnail stuff, but it's not. Because we're calling watch file. This is the mechanism where we tell the kernel, hey, watch this directory for changes. And then what happens is that this file descriptor, the watch file descriptor, becomes readable if something changes in this directory. So it's a very handy mechanism that allows us to notice that something has changed so that we can update. Anyways, so we call open, and then we want to clear the selection. So I guess if this function finishes, then we'll say if on path change. On path change. Okay, then we'll have a callback for that. Okay, because then we can use that here, and we can say m model on path change. M table view. Selection clear. And same thing for the item view. Selection clear. Okay, so we go to Nona, that's fine, go back. Okay, so now let's try to copy this file, copy launcher. And now it dies because I had a selection, right? Okay, so we didn't fix the issue. Well, dang it. So what were we doing? We're doing update status bar, blah, 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 model did update, G directory model update. Oh, G directory model. So we're calling update here, and then in some callback from update, it's too late. So we got to do onPath change first before we update. Yeah, it's a little bit weird, but it'll be fine. And actually, this notification, or this hook here, should be sent from up here instead. I think that's fine. This is starting to look a lot more reasonable. I don't know why we were grabbing the model from the table view. We can just go to the model directly. So if the path changes, we clear the selection and then call our onPath change, forward it to our onPath change thingy, which is just thing that we have so that the main function can also look at the path change notification. Anyway, it was a little convoluted there, but I think we're back on track. So let's just see that this works. We select a file and switch directories, and we're good. Okay, so let's copy, and I can't get a context menu. That doesn't seem right. Let's try to paste this way. Can't paste it here. What about if I paste it in temp though? Oh, it works. That's cool. So actually, we should probably allow you to get context menu wherever you're clicking. On context menu request. Who's sending that out? So even if you're not clicking on something, we should still allow it, right? So we'll just do like that. So if your context menu event hits something, we will add that to the selection, and then we will do the context menu request. So we can do this item index, or let's do that, this gmodel index. Okay, just so that we have something to send here, but we'll just pass out an invalid index if we didn't hit something. That's okay. And let's call it base class because we are good boys. Okay. Right, so now even if you don't click on something, then we'll still give a context menu event. What does the table view do? Context menu event. If you're not hitting something, then he's not going to give you a context menu. So we should fix that here too. But let's just finish with the item view first. Yeah, so we select the doom wad, or let's pick something smaller, like this little C program here. Copy that. We go to temp and paste, and oh, look at that. Oh man, that's so cool. Order here is a little bit confusing. And we died when we switched views because why the hell did we die? G directory model, blah blah blah. The table view doesn't work anymore. Why is that? Directory model data. Okay, I have no idea why that wouldn't work. It's fun how we're breaking everything as we're going here. Do we have anything that sort of works by itself right now? So I think we could do the item view changes. We can commit those at this point, I think. So let's have a look at them. So item at event position is just a helper that we factored out, and there's a fix me that we should do something efficient, but right now we just iterate over every possible index in the data model, and we check if the item rect for that index contains the position that we're querying. Okay, and then mouse down, we make use of this in mouse down, and we sort of restructured it a little bit to fit having the helper. And then in context menu event, we also get the item at event position, and we call on context menu request if such a hook is set up. And then we also switch to using the model column consistently for the selection. So okay, I think we can commit this. So let's say g item, just to get some stuff out of the way. So let's see, and context menu support. Also use the model column consistently for the selection as well as painting. To keep things consistent. Okay. Actually, I'm just going to add a little detail here. Note that we always fire on context menu request. Even if you didn't click on item, in those cases, you get a model index shoot. Okay. Get status. Then we have a bunch of gunk. So, or actually in directory model, that's very, very simple change here. We just added the on path change. So I think we can commit that one separately as well. Well, I don't need to explain what that does. It's extremely self-explanatory. Okay, so now why are we being screwed here? Let's see if we can. Oh, it's running. Call, run. I just want to take a look at if we can isolate the failure a little bit. Because I guess the table view is totally screwed at the moment. So let's see just how it is screwed. Oh. Whoop. Screwed. Can't even show it. Okay. So you're trying to paint the table view. We're getting the data, and data is just no good. What about another program that shows a table view by default? Let me just see if table view is just completely... Okay, so here's a table view and it works. So it's the class works, it's just something is not right about it. So it's not a valid index that we are passing here. And why is that? Gtable view. We're just gonna have to add a little bit of the old debug output, I think. Proxy model data. I think cell index. So let's just dump out the cell index. This cell index. Okay. And let's make all and run. Okay, I have too many terminals. So we're calling one of these calls to data here is using an invalid cell index. So I guess we'll find out what that's about. Okay. Cell index is 0, 0. Is that not valid? Why is that not valid? Okay, I'm confused. So what did we change here? So we're calling gsorting proxy model data, and he's forwarding the call to gdirectory model. So maybe something goes wrong here with the forwarding. Target map to target. Maybe map to target is getting screwed. I guess we'll just add some debug logging. It's not valid. Index outside bounds. Turn the index. Okay. I just want to see what's going on here. Oh shit. Oh, I get it. Look here. The sorting proxy model sets an onUpdate callback on the target model. And we are messing with that. So in the directory view, we now set our own onUpdate thing here. So that's really unfortunate. So this is a limitation currently in the way that libgui and libcore and all these frameworks are designed, that these callbacks, you can only have one, you can only install one hook, or you can only install one, I keep mixing up callback and hook. You can only install one callback for each hook. Let's say it that way. So now I'm overwriting the sorting proxy model is created here, and it sets up an onUpdate callback, and then we overwrite that here with this. So then the sorting proxy model never gets notified. So I think that's why it worked the way it did previously. That's why it was using mtable view model. So this is the cheapo solution. And we'll make a big fat note about this. Note, we're using the onUpdate hook on sorting proxy model here instead of directory models. This is because gsorting proxy model is already installed an onUpdate hook on the G directory model internally. This is an unfortunate design. We should come up with something better, because it's not good. Like, the idea is for onUpdates and these types of hooks to be used by like the API user, and the sorting proxy model is supposed to be like an internal, or it's part of libGUI. So it's like, I don't like that the libGUI class that you're supposed to be combining with another class. I don't like that it clobbers one of the APIs of another class in such a way, but let's say fix me here as well. Do it this way. Nice alignment. Okay. Well, at least then we understand what's happening, because then we can get rid of the changes in the sorting proxy model. I don't need those, and just make a quick rebuild again, so I don't have to stare at all that output. But yeah, so sorting proxy model keeps giving me trouble, and it's very often it's not the fault of sorting proxy model, but like it's because it's a little bit confusing to me, and it's my own fault because I made it. But it's probably some improvements that can be done to it that would make it nicer to work with. Okay, so let's just switch, and we switched successfully. And right, all this spam. So let's grab a file here, terminal ini, we copy that, and we'll paste terminal ini into temp. Oh, I can't get a context menu down here. That's something we should fix. Paste, get terminal ini, and we have indeed copy pasted it to here. Oh shit! Look at that. When you open a text editor, then you get an RPC socket for the new text editor. Ignore that. I mean, don't ignore that, but that's neat. Okay, so libGUI gtable view. That's just that debug output, right? So let's fix that thing in the table view where we wouldn't get the context menu. So if you're clicking somewhere, then we'll add it to the selection, and we'll just do this, this, and that. So then we only add it to the selection if you click on something, and then other than that, I guess if you're not clicking on something, we should drop the selection as well, now that I think about it. So we can do selection clear. And we don't need to update, I think, because selection will trigger an update when you call selection add. Then we'll call mview notify selection changed, which will boom update. So we don't actually need to update here. So I think this might be the best way to do this. So if you hit something, then we'll add it to the selection. Or should we? Yeah, that's how it should be. Okay, and then let's do the same here. So we don't need that. And then if you don't hit something, selection clear. I got a good feeling about that. Okay, so we got this here. It's very good. And here we got this too. And now if I select two things, click on them, I get this. If I click outside, oh, right, because I'm still hitting something. That's not how I expected it to work though. I guess it's like if I click something that's already selected, otherwise it should select the new thing. Okay, we can do better. So if you're hitting something, then if selection contains it, if it doesn't contain it, then we'll do selection set index, and that will become the new selection. Yeah, this is good. Okay. Because otherwise it's already in the selection, we don't need to re-add it. So set, there's a set, add, and clear. Those are the mutating selection functions. And selection set means that you're replacing the selection with the index that you're passing to it. So that's what we'll use. So if you select a bunch and then I click on one that's not selected, boom, he becomes selected. Select a bunch, click on one that is selected, and I click outside, Okay, so that sort of makes sense to me. It's probably can refine this in various ways, but it seems like a good start. So let's try it in the table view as well. That's good. And click outside, and that's right here. And I really have to make a I keep saying that I really have to draw a little sound file icon for 16 by 16. Let's try to copy some multiple files here. Let's take all of these, copy, and put those in temp. Why don't we? Paste. Boom. Look at all those. That is very cool. Very, very cool. Oop. Okay. So let's do libgui item view. And we can do the table view at the same time, actually, because it's the same type of change. Changing the behavior of the context menu. So libgui tweak behavior selection behavior on context menu event. Clicking on a already selected item leaves selection alone. Clicking on an unselected item makes it the only selected item. Outside any item clears the selection before bringing up the context menu. Okay, cool. And finally, we have the changes in the file manager itself. So now when the path changes, then we clear the selection. That's a good change in general. And then right, we're just adding a comment about this, explaining why this is in the on update hook of the sorting proxy model instead of directly on the directory model, because the sorting proxy model uses the on update hook internally to implement its sorting proxy mechanism. Okay, and then we're adding on context menu request callbacks here so that we can turn those into a universal callback on the directory view. And here is that. And down here we add a dummy properties action just so that we can have something in the menu. And then we add the context menu and we make sure we pop it up when you ask for it. Okay, so this FileManager, add a basic context menu. Fixes 270. Cool. With copy, paste, delete. And I also added a dummy properties action just to fill out the menu a little bit. Okay, that's cool. And then, oh, let's give those things some shortcuts. So copy here. We don't need this debug printf that you've activated the action. That's some this is some really ancient debugging stuff. Like when I had just recently added actions and I thought, wow, I gotta make sure that the action gets activated. So I should have a printf. But now I trust the actions that they work, so we can get rid of that. So here, let's add a mod control key C, control C for copy. Classic. How about control V for paste? And for delete, I think we're gonna do probably just delete with no modifiers. Back and forward, I guess we could have some stuff for those too, like alt left and alt right. Key left, back, and then if you want to go forward, alt right. That's the way forward. And then home directory, I don't know what's a home directory shortcut. Can't think of an obvious one, so I'm just going to ignore it for now. There's probably, maybe, do you know a home directory shortcut? That would be good. If so, let me know. We'll see how this looks with all the shortcuts. Well, isn't that precious? That looks really cool. Might be good to have an icon here. I'll draw one at some point, but oh, and here they are up in the FileManager menu. That's a weird place for those type of things. It should be in like an edit menu or something. I don't know. I'm not going to deal with that right now, but here they look just right. It's very cool. So let's say FileManager. Give shortcuts to the various actions. Assign shortcuts. Keyword shortcut. Okay, and actually, it would be kind of neat if, depending on what you have selected, like we wouldn't allow you to copy if nothing is selected. That would be kind of sensible, right? So, how do we do that? On selection change, yeah, right. So if the selection changes, then we could do something like if view.selection is empty. Wait, do we have access to the actions yet? Oh, they're not here yet. Okay, we just have to put this callback a little further down. So that we can see the actions, because the actions are created down here. That's okay though, we'll put it with the other directory view callbacks. It's not a big deal. So we'll say that copy action set enabled is view selection is empty. So if it's not empty, then these should be enabled. Yeah. Then the paste action is a bit trickier because, like, how do we know if there's something to paste? I'm less sure about how to implement that at the moment, so I'm just going to put a fix me about that. Figure out how we can disable the paste action based on clipboard contents. Because the way that copying works is that we just copy it to the clipboard. And the same thing when you paste, we just grab what's on the clipboard. So we could, there should be some mechanism that gets us notified when the clipboard contents change, and we should react to that somehow. So now, blop, it's disabled. It's very cool. And if I click here, then it's enabled. But what about when the app starts out? Then it's like that. So let's make sure that those things start out disabled. Enabled false. And same thing for copy. Okay, that's important, little details. You know, step by step, this file manager is becoming a little bit less crap, and that's nice. So, oh shit, now I forgot about I wanted to check the initial state. Yep, they're disabled. Very, very cool. Oh, they look disabled up here too, actually, although it's less visible. But let me see if I select something. Yeah, you can see that this goes red and this gets a bit, you can probably, maybe you can see it in the video, I hope you can, that the look changes a bit. I would like it to actually do some kind of graying, dithering maybe, or something like that for these, because it's programmatically drawing them with like a dimming function, but it could be better. It could be graying them out somehow. Anyways, I think we're going to be good here. So let's just commit this. FileManager update enabled state of copy and delete. Copy and delete actions based on selection. Whether something is selected or not. I added a fix me about the paste actions, since that will require some more coordination. The system clipboard. Okay, so let's push and enjoy one of those moments where a bug becomes fixed and oh, the issue count should go down below 100 again. Fuck, did I not? I thought I said 270 here. Yeah, why you're not updating? I'm just gonna reload. There we go. All right, cool. So I think this is gonna be it for today's video. So if you made it this far, then I thank you for watching, for hanging out, and you know, subscribing, commenting, liking, whatever you do, whatever way you interact or participate, I appreciate it. If you say nothing and lurk, that's fine too. But I hope you saw something interesting, and I will see you next time. Bye.